just bringing up the line.
Good morning, everybody, from the beautiful island of St. Martin's. I hate vlogging in public, by the way. But this Ace Pro 2 is not so bad for that. Anyways, so the reason why I'm recording this today is because on this trip I had in mind, I want to get a cliche shot, but maybe a bucket type shot for my room, for the house. And since we're in St. Martin's, you know, this is the place where they have that airport that the planes almost like hit you when they land. So today we're going to try to get that shot, and that's what this video is going to be about. I've got the Fuji, got the 16 to 55, and hopefully that's wide enough, and we're going to see if we can get the shot that I want to get. Got a couple in mind. We'll talk about it in just a minute. All right, so we made it to Maho Beach. The airport's right there. And we're gonna try to get a couple shots. I want the classic one where the plane's over top you, looks huge. I want one from the side where, you know, you kind of see all the people, the beach, the scenery, the big waves. And then I want to get another one. I'm gonna use like other people to frame up a plane. That's what I'm trying to get, 3 shots. We'll see if we can do it. Hi, wife, you wanna be on the vlog?
No, thanks. Hi.
Hi. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So the last video I made, I was on my cruise. I was using the what's it, Insta360 Ace Pro 2. By the way, great little tool. Yes, they gave it to me. It's not what this video is about, but if you guys remember, early in the year, I had set out to one of my goals this year was to replace all the pictures my wife took off the wall of our house. She got an office at work, and she's just started taking down a bunch of photos I've taken over the years, and then around her wall in her office. It's a different conversation for a different time. Let's grab a beer, we'll talk about it. But one of my goals was, okay, this year I'm traveling a bunch of different places. Let's see if I can find images that I can hang on the wall. And I think my first stop, my first trip, I sort of accomplished that. And it was on this cruise I just came back from with my daughter and my wife. It's her senior year. She's graduating high school this year, so we took her on a cruise, Royal Caribbean Icon of the Seas. And on that cruise, there's one thing in particular I want to get a photo of. It was our stop in St. Martin's at, what is it called, Maho Beach, where the planes come down and they almost hit you in the head. Now for this trip, I purposely took just one camera, one lens. So it's this X-T5 that's recording me right now with the 16 to 55 f2.8 version 2 that's recording me now as well. And I think that was absolutely the right choice, sort of, because the 16 being 24 millimeter equivalent to 55, which is what, like 82 millimeter equivalent, if I'm doing my math right? 27, yeah, something like that. So you basically have 24 to 82 millimeter full frame equivalent. And the f2.8 didn't even matter. Like I really could have brought any other lens because it's so bright out and the depth of field is what matters so much here. I shot most of these things at f6 or f5.8, but I needed the versatility, and it was really, really great. And so I was at Maho Beach, and just the shot I had in my mind was getting something with layers, and I wanted to get the plane in like that surreal position where it looks so big and so close to the people, and it's exactly what I wanted to do. And I'm going to show you guys the picture right now. And in this image right here, I was able to get in the foreground, like that bottom left corner, you got 2 people like sunbathing laying out right there. The middle ground, there's all the people looking up at the plane, and next to them is somebody like taking take a picture of me as the plane goes over. And then there's the plane. And it's like the first time, I think, not first time, but one of the few times where I've executed the image that I want with the layering that I want. Layering to me is very, very hard to do. It's not something I'm good at or have a lot of experience at. And so it's something I really wanted to get better at. And creating that like natural layering from the bottom left corner where the sunbathers are to the group of people in the middle to the plane that's up in the top. It leads your eye to the plane. And I shot it at f8, I believe it was. And so everybody's in focus. And I think that actually when you get into street photography or any kind of like still life stuff, I mean, I really think f4, f5, 6, f8, depending on the light, is really the way to be. I think I'm starting to kind of really get away from the f2.8 bokeh, f1.4 bokeh machine type stuff. But anyways, this lens being able to go to 24 millimeters equivalent was absolutely key to me getting this shot. And probably I would say the reason why wider is more preferred over tighter if you're gonna have just one lens on your camera if you're shooting primes or something like that. But the 24 millimeters was perfect for getting that bottom left corner up to the top right. Still got the full plane, its entire wingspan in the picture. And then the second piece of it was putting it on burst. So I put the camera on AFS and I pre-focused like out to the distance because at f8 on a crop sensor, most stuff is in focus. And then I put on continuous low. I kind of framed up the shot, waited for the plane to come through the flight path. I had seen the planes from a prior flight path, and I just hammered the shot. And one of those frames was exactly where I wanted it to be. And I'm just really pumped about this. Now, I said I kind of achieved my goal, and that's because I don't think this would be a shot that necessarily needs to go on your wall, because in your house, right, there's significance. Either it's a fine art type of picture where it's like, wow, that's really beautiful, or it's a memory of like your kids or family or something like that. This is neither of those. This isn't like a fine art print, and it certainly is not, a memory of her, because nobody in the picture is my family. But it is a photo I wanted to get, and I'm really excited about it because I was able to, I guess, execute on my intention with having the layers and kind of having the dynamic scene. It reminds me of kind of like a real, maybe like a street photography shot I've seen in some of these videos. I'm trying to think of like, would Alex Webb be the kind of person? Or anyway, I forget the photographer I'm interested in. But this is a really good job of like layering and leading your eye. And so I thought that was really, really cool. That said, like I really liked my vacation setup, the X-T5 and the 16 to 55 with one caveat that I felt like it was still too big, right? Like would a Ricoh GR have been better in that scenario? Because 28 millimeters would be better. I don't know. But shooting the X-T5 straight out of camera, which that picture you just saw was, by the way, it's Riella Ace with some modifications onto it. And the 16 to 55 did a great job. It really, really did. I just wish maybe sometimes a little bit smaller, which is something I'm always wishing for. The Ace Pro 2 that I was given by Insta360, fantastic. We'll talk more about that in a future video, but it was really, really good. Nonetheless, guys, or girls, if you're going to go on vacation, I would definitely simplify your kit. Wider is better if you're a prime shooter, or get something like a 24 to 70 equivalent type of a zoom, or 24 to 120. You can get most shots, because when you're shooting like on a travel vacation, you don't need fast. You don't need the bokeh. You really just need something that can capture the scene, and tell you f8 is really, really good. Nonetheless, here are some additional pictures from my trip. Let me know what you guys think about them, and let me know what you guys think about that shot I got of Maho Beach. I think it's really, really cool. I think it accomplished my goals, and I'm really excited about that. In a future video, we'll talk about, I did choose a Leica. My wife and I talked about this ad nauseum on the cruise. She's really insistent I buy one, which is like first world problems, I know. I really don't like spending the money because we have other things that are much more expensive and important to pay for. But I did pick one, and we'll talk about it in the future video when it comes. But for now, I'm going to be heading to California. By the time you see this video, we'll be shooting some film for a week or two, and then we'll talk about the Leica. So I'll see you guys in a future video. Thanks for watching, and talk to you in the next one.